Will Rogers once said that there are three kinds of men: the ones that learn by reading, the ones who learn by observation, and the rest of them have to pee on the electric fence for themselves. Well, in my humble opinion, America is in for a big shock. Hey everybody, my name's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and let's talk about it. For the last 2 years, I've listened to rural America levy every different type of excuse you can imagine in regard to Donald J. Trump. That's just Donald being Donald. Donald always says crazy things, but he never does them. He's only going to deport the criminals. He won't do the tariffs again because he knows just how bad they were the last time. He's just going to get rid of the people in the deep state that cause problems for him, not everyone. And yet here we are 2 weeks into his new administration, and he's shown a willingness to deport agricultural workers in this country, even if it means raising the price of food by 200% in some cases. He's not only terminated the federal employees who investigated him, but many other employees responsible for some of the most critical national intelligence and defense work that our country has to offer, keeping our children and grandchildren safe. He's given Elon Musk the keys to the kingdom, including the personal information in the Medicare and Medicaid systems of hundreds of millions of Americans. 2 of his largest initiatives have already been ruled unconstitutional by federal judges. And today, he stayed true to his word to place 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada and to increase tariffs on China by 10%. In response, all 3 economic indexes in this country are crashing on the futures market, and food futures are climbing to a significant high. Economist after economist is spelling out a dire future for inflation and interest rates and job growth, and all the while Donald Trump sits at Mar-a-Lago with his billionaire friends, smiling into the camera like a well-trained dog. And why is Donald Trump saying he's doing all of this? Because of a non-existent immigrant border problem at the Canadian border, and because he thinks that the drug lords in Mexico and Central and South America follow the same set of economic rules as civilized countries. And in response, 2 of our largest trading partners have already loaded up a reciprocal tariff war against the United States that will cost more than double what it did the last time around. Canada is the top international provider of power to states like Vermont, New York, and Maine. And many western and midwestern regions of the United States rely on Canadian power generated in British Columbia and Manitoba. In all, about 30 states receive some of their electricity from Canada. And guess what? That's the first threat that Canada's levied against the United States, to reduce or stop power production and the flow of power into the United States of America. That would lead to an immediate increase in American energy prices on top of the 20 cents per gallon increase we've already experienced. It would be especially devastating to low-income and families, but I guess when you're resting comfortably with your billionaire friends at your billionaire retreat in Mar-a-Lago, the amount of time and money that you lose really isn't that important. Oh, and let's not forget that American companies also stand to lose a lot. Canada will definitely tariff and may remove American alcohol from the shelves in Canada. And American farmers and ranchers, you have only yourselves to blame for the retaliation that will come from Mexico, with the Mexican government already promising to place stiff tariffs on imports from the United States like pork, cheese, apples, grapes, potatoes, cranberries, you name it, as well as manufactured steel and aluminum. And don't listen to the nonsense coming out of the Trump administration about how Canada and Mexico have done nothing to stop the flow of narcotics and illegal immigrants across the border. Canada just recently implemented a large funding package to stop this non-existent illegal immigration problem at the northern border, and Mexico's increased the amount of money they're spending to stop illegal immigration by billions of dollars over the last 10 years. So in short, here's what's happening today. All 3 markets are tanking, futures on food have already begun to increase, and the markets are reflecting an additional increase today. And Canada and Mexico are in no mood to play second fiddle to a man-child who doesn't understand how the international economy works. Over the next few days, we'll be talking extensively about what Americans can expect and what they can do to push back against this bad governance. We're also going to address the big elephant in the room, and that's that Republican farmers and ranchers, well, they're to blame. They put him there. They're going to have a hard time convincing Democratic politicians to support subsidies to bail them out of a problem of their own making. And we haven't even discussed the fact that China is more prepared for tariffs this time than they were the last time around. They've got no disease in their pork industry. They have heavy reserves of row crops that they've purchased from Brazil over the last 4 or 5 years, and they're ready to rumble. Once again, the Trump administration is steering the bus off the cliff because they have no historical understanding of the American economy and the market forces. But you can rest assured that there will be a tariff in place that will allow the Trump family and all their billionaire and multimillionaire supporters to make money off of these tariffs while the rest of America is in misery. Because when it comes to the Trump family, if you follow the grift, you find the root of the problem. My name's Will. That's the news from the Back 40, and I hope you have a great day.